Hey, what's going on, model building fans? It's Brian, and today we're doing a stash update. Yes, a stash update. We haven't done one since last week, but we've gotten some stuff in the mail, and a couple of things that we're going to talk about here in a second. But we also picked up a couple of kits when we were at that Ace Hardware store down in Tucson. We really suggest, if you ever come to Arizona for whatever reason, that not only do you hit the Andy's Hobby headquarters, that's a must, but you head on down to Tucson and check out that Ace Hardware store because it is spectacular. Okay, so first of all, we'll start off with some sci-fi. We picked up, I couldn't believe they had this kit here, so I have not seen this in the wild, and we had to grab it. This one here, the Han Solo Stormtrooper version, this actually comes with this mask thingy here, and what do they call those things? A face. Yes, it comes with a face, and it is okay. I'll just open it up real quick and show you. There's there's this, and then look at this. Look at this. Look at this in the plastic here. That is awesome. That looks just like that guy Decker, or no, Indiana Jones, or oh, Han Solo. Yeah, that's him. Looks just like him. So yeah, that was kind of fun to find that. And then next on the list for sci-fi, I don't have these in order, as you can tell. There we go. Mr. Darth Vader. I have always wanted this kit here, and now that we are doing the Bandai group build, I'm not doing this. But I will get to Vader pretty soon. And you would think, oh yeah, it's Darth Vader, it should be a simple build. It's just all black. It's black on black on black, right? Well, that's wrong. There's many subtle different colors, or shades of black, I should say. There's black, there's charcoal, there's noir, there's all kinds of stuff. And I'm not going to list them all right now because I can't think of them. But yeah, this is an awesome kit. And it even has the detail where you can take off his helmet. There we go. There we go. And you can see the backside of his egghead there. So that's pretty sweet. I wonder if I should see if I could graft on Han Solo's face to the front of that. That would be an interesting type of smash up there. While we were at that awesome Ace Hardware store, we had gotten some bad news from our friend that the person that had commissioned us to do the Easy 8 Sherman tank. You guys all saw that video. We wrapped it all up, packaged it as best we could, sent it up to Oregon, and it ended up going to Texas. It got there. It was supposed to be a 2-day. What do they call it? Not 2-day select, but you know what I mean. It was supposed to get there in 2 days. It took a week to get there, and our friend said that when she got the delivery, the box was destroyed, some parts on the tank were broken, but in the meantime we were sweating it because there was no shipping information at all, where it was, what happened to it, or anything like that. I was wondering if I was going to have to go to the post office and like show them pictures of the package and be like, have you seen this? Is it laying around someplace? That kind of a thing. Luckily it did show up. She was able to mend some of the broken bits that had fallen off the tank so that her son could enjoy it, and he does. He does very much enjoy it. But in the meantime, we were panicking, so I went and I got another one of these. And then she's like, "Oh, it showed up. We can fix it. It's okay and everything." I'm like, "Cool. Now this one is mine." So I'm excited to have that for my armor build. I've built a couple of armor things lately. You guys have all seen them. The Stewart, the Sherman, and the Bradley for my brother. And I have yet to, other than the Stewart, I don't have anything on my plate for myself to have here for armor builds. But I'm excited to tackle yet again the Easy 8 Sherman tank. Something that they had at the Ace Hardware store was this dude. This one's pretty sweet. The Nissan Skyline 2000 GT hardtop. This one actually has engine detail in it. Pretty sweet. So he had a stack of 3 or 4 of these there, and I grabbed one up, and I was like running to the register with this tucked under my, in my arms, and the guy's like, "Oh, that's a sweet kit." One of the guys that works there, he's like, "That's a sweet kit. We saw those available, and we just had to snap them up. We knew they're going to be popular." And then when we had gone back to do the filming they were all gone. So it was lucky for us that we grabbed them while we did. And then we got this thing here. This is super cool. Not just, it just says right here, super cool. This is apparently an F11 race car series, I think it is, from Japan. I don't know too much about it, but there is a little story on the side here about it being cyber formula racing cars. But I mean, double front wheels. I always like the Tyrol double front wheel car. I don't know exactly what that one's called, but I always thought that was a cool looking vehicle. Love the box art. It's obviously right from the actual TV show, and I think there is a comic book for this as well, or a manga, I think is what the Japanese refer to it as. But this is super slick. I just love it. So grab that there. And those are from the hobby shop, and in a second we're going to get onto a couple things. All right, so what else did we get in the mail? We got something pretty darn special. Back end of last year, I guess. Actually, it was before Acme. I remember this distinctly before Acme. I had done somebody in the community a solid favor. Found in 1944, wrapped it all up, shipped it off to them. They were able to do it, complete it. They loved the kit and everything, and they were like, you know what? When we're at Acme, I'll take you shopping. We'll pick you out something as a thank you. I'm like, oh, you don't got to do that. And they're like, no, I insist, or something like that. Well, Acme was such such a hurricane of activity and styrene and everything like that. Never did get the chance to go do that kind of a thing. It wasn't a big deal. I wasn't, it's cool. I was just doing a favor for a friend type of thing. And then they're like, you know what? They contacted me later on, like, you know what, we were so busy, we didn't get a chance to do that kind of stuff. I'm like, it's okay, don't worry about it, type of thing. It's like, no, I'm gonna hook you up, he says. And he did. Last Friday, this showed up in the mail. We got this kit here from them. It's a Tamiya, thank you. It's a Nissan, thank you. It's a 350Z. Thank you again. Beautiful car, beautiful kit. I don't want this to sit in the stash very long because I really want to build this little guy here and just get after it. So he sent us that, and I'm like, man, that was just cool. And then I dug through the box a little deeper because it was a big box. And then there was this thing in here. I'm like, no way. A Honda station wagon. I like station wagons. He knows me so well, and I'm like, oh, this is just awesome, man. Thank you. I was texting him and I was swearing in my texts and stuff, and I do apologize about that because my language was a bit salty, but I was just so excited to have something like that show up. And then underneath that kit in the bottom of the box was this guy, still wrapped in plastic. Holy bagoli, this, velvet ropes are parting, champagne's falling from the heavens. This is awesome. I've got the goosebumps just thinking about this kit. And so you know who you are. I've already told you thank you, but again, I wanted to do a video and just let you know how much I truly appreciate not only these wonderful gifts in return for helping you out, but also how much we appreciate you and our friendship. So I just wanted to mention that. And we're going to get on to something else here in a second. Something else we received in the mail, and it's not stuff for me. It's for somebody else. All right. So recently, a very good friend of mine, Mr. Tom Schrei, had contacted us and let us know that he had some reference material books he wanted to kind of share with us. It's like a long-term lend type of thing, so we can, polish up our armor building and all that kind of stuff. And that was a very awesome gesture on his part. And we did accept the offer, and we have those books sitting here next to us. Beautiful books, awesome reference photos and stuff like that. Just amazing stuff. So thank you again, Tom. But also in that box was other things that weren't necessarily for me, but for somebody that I consider to be my brother, and that's my brother Jeff. Not Ciancanelli. You've never seen or met him, but he's the person. He was the best man at my wedding, and he's been at my side for 15 years now. And I've helped him through things. He's helped me through things. He gave me some of the best advice in the world I've ever had when I was going through some tough times. And I told Tom about my brother and everything like that because he was talking about that Bradley I'd built for him. And Tom sent us a wonderful handwritten letter, a couple pages. And in that letter, it talks about how he wanted to say thank you to my brother for his military service because he was an Army Ranger. And I don't think you can stop being an Army Ranger. You're always something like that. Something like that is in your blood. It's with you for forever. My dad was a cop for a short time, and that stayed in his blood for forever. But Tom sent these things for me to build for my brother, and my brother was like, when are you going to get started? I got space in the man cave. Let's get going, type of thing. But top of the stack is this guy here, the command vehicle M998. It's an Italeri. I'm not sure how we pronounce that these days, but I've gone through this kit here. It is really cool. It actually has these little the soft side doors and stuff. The actual plastic is molded to look crinkly like that. So you notice on the box art here that they're drawing a lot of attention to that. It's because they're very proud of how they molded that stuff. Now, whether or not it's an actual Italeri kit, I'm not sure because I know Italeri buys molds and stuff like that off of people. But here's some other vehicles that are available through that I word. But excuse me, I never film after eating bacon. But yeah, this is cool. He says I remember seeing these running around out there when he was in Desert Storm. And then this one he was super excited about. This guy here. The M113A2, poor little guy doesn't have a name. It's a desert version. But he says he remembered those things running around out there also. Some of them were actually in the column that he was in. And he said that he's like, yep, these things, he remembered his Bradley having this stuff all stowed all over it and everything like that. He goes, this was where I hung my pack. This is where I hung my bedroll and everything like that. And it's just so interesting to talk to somebody who has actually been around, near, inside, driven these types of things. It's very, very fascinating type of stuff. Sadly, I like World War II machinery, and sadly, we're losing those guys. I mean, everybody that I've known that had been in World War II combat-wise is gone now. And eventually one day, Korean War, Vietnam, and Desert Storm guys will all be gone too. So, I want to know as much as I can about this type of stuff while we still have firsthand knowledge of it. But yeah, he was very excited about this one. This one actually weighs a pretty good amount. So it's got all this stowage in it and everything. That is just really cool. So probably doing a color scheme not unlike that. So there's that. And then this guy, I was going through like, oh, Army. Okay, cool. And then I got this one. I'm like, Marines. But no, it's not just any Marine vehicle. It's the LAV AT Light Armored Vehicle, which is what LAV stands for. But I remember seeing these as strikers. This one isn't listed as a striker. Maybe that's a copyright issue. I don't know. But these things are killer. I just love it. And it's got the anti-tank stuff on there. Man, yeah, and it's got all the wheels, so this is just way too cool. Tom was just blowing us away with this stuff. We couldn't believe what he had sent us. And then the coup de grace, or cut de grace, as we like to say, is this one here, the Iraq Freedom Edition. Did I just crush something? No. This is the Baghdad Liberator with the mine plow on the front. It's probably not what it's called, but I'm calling it that. And my brother talked about how he remembers these guys being out there. Sometimes these would be on other types of vehicles and stuff, not necessarily Abrams. But yeah, he said that he remembers these things going through there and just plowing up the ground, and you could just see the landmines falling off to the side and stuff like that, and then they would come through and sweep the whole area. But in order to get the columns through, they would send 3 of these guys out there, and they would have a point guy and then 2 guys off to each side, making a nice wide path for the rest of the column. Fascinating stuff, absolutely fascinating stuff. But yeah, again, we wanted to say thank you so much to Mr. Tom for sending that stuff to us. You're a true patriot, sir, and we will take care of these in turn and in time for our brother, and you will all see when we either have a final on something, or maybe I can talk him into being on camera once in a while, so we'll see how that goes. All right, y'all, thanks for tuning in again. I know this was a long video. I apologize about that. We can't seem to keep things short nowadays, but it is what it is. So we'll talk to you all a little bit later on. Have a great rest of your week. I am going to get ready to go have lunch with my good friend John Weber. So we're going to talk to you all a little bit later on. Bye now.